Sharing my screen. So you guys have gone through the project description, right? What is the requirement and all. And I have also shared the code to set up your source code. I mean, not source code, the data source. We have three data sources actually. So one would be Azure Blob Storage, one would be Azure SQL Database, one would be on-premise MySQL Server. So I have set up my on-premise MySQL Server. So Azure Blob Storage, we'll set it up. Azure SQL Database, I have already set up one Azure SQL Database. So what we'll be doing is first copying these things from source to a staging table. Right. First, what I have done is I have created an new data factory for this project purpose only. Refresh. अरे यार कहाँ है? Created a data factory. Where is this? Fine. Let's create a data factory. Not an issue. Resource group name. ADE project data factory. So networking advanced review plus create. Okay, session data factory. This is also taken. I'll name it as CSS ADF. Go to review plus create. Nothing has to be changed there. So say create. Go to resource. No, I'll go to data factories. Correct.
सुरू झालं की क्लास
I didn't get you. Okay. अरे where is my data factory? I'm unable to see my data factory. क्या हो गया इसको? I will go to my resource group.
Shashank, can we see when any data factories that created?
That's
I
what
mean, date,
I'm searching
date or
for.
anything?
Uh,
Can we see date somewhere?
might be overview. There is no date, I guess.
That is what actually I was looking for.
But I have created a data factory now and I am unable to see my data factory. So, resource group space. Let's open and log in. We'll see what's happening.
And every time it use same directory when we are creating, because
What?
I mean directory whenever we are creating any data factory,
Uh,
the directory used is same. Oh.
what directory?
It was showing some directory when we
Resource,
open the data factory.
resource group, right?
Okay, okay. Default directory. Acha, acha, okay. Oh, that is username. Oh.
Where did you see directory? अरे यार. We'll change the region and see is QS2. Yeah, this is our data factory, launch studio. Go back to this. Okay, what I wanted to do is I created a new data factory. So I want to do this like I don't want to hardcode the all ID passwords on this. I just want to create a key vault. So we already have a key vault, right? So first I'll go to our key vault. And what I'll do is I'll give access to this new data factory. Right. So we have already seen this. Go to access policies, create access policy, and set the permission as get and list so that only get and list will go there. And I want to, yeah, I want to give access to this data factory so that I can create a key vault link service and use this key vault to create the link services, other link services. Fine. So I got access to this data factory project CSS, our new data factory. So first here I'll create one link service for Key Vault only, right? So we already seen this Key Vault, where as you go, Azure Key Vault name is Archana the Key Vault. This is what I have created in this system assigned, say test connection, say create, publish, publish. So as per my this, I have three sources of data. One is in Azure Blob Storage, one is Azure SQL database, one is on-prem MySQL server. Right. So on storage account, Archana say 22, I'll create a container and say it as project data. And in this, I'll upload our two source files. I'm just showing you how to set up your Source data, that's it. So this is my source. So I have to connect to this. So in order to create a storage account here, first I'll go here, create new, then it is ADLS Gen 2, right? ADLS Gen 2. Then I want to give it as, okay, fine. Okay, account key only. Here I want to do it as manually and HTTPS colon slash slash account name. What is the account name at Archana SA 22, right? ARCHANA 22 dot DFS dot 4 dot Windows dot net. Right, and I want to use a key vault. So my key vault service is Azure Key Vault 1. This is the name of the link service. Then secret. I did not put any secret in my key vault. So I have to create a secret in my key vault. Right. So what secret I'll create? I'll to access the storage account, we have something called access key. Using this only, we have created the link service basically directly, but we gave the key here directly in the storage account key here while connecting to this. But what I'll do now, here I'll use key vault only. I'll copy this key, show, copy. I'll go to key vault. I'll create a secret. Right, name, SA key. I'll say SA key and secret value is this. Right, so I'll create this SA key. I'll go here. I'll search for the secret name. We got my SA key. So here I am not directly connecting the link service using the storage account key. I mean that key storage account key. That storage account key I have saved it in my key vault. From key vault I am using this secret name to connect to the storage account. I can just check by using testing connection. Test connection, it is done. So create, publish all. I'll create a link service to my Azure Data Lake Storage. Right. So what's next? I have to create a link service to Azure SQL database, right? So where do I have my SQL databases? I have my files in this server called I27 SQL DB. Okay, let's log in and see. It is in the switch server items and SQL server. In time. So I have tables here. I have my two tables, customer data and loyalty program. As per this You can see that there are two tables that I have mentioned here, customer data and loyalty program. I have the same table structure here, customer data and loyalty program, the same thing, right? So I have to connect to this customer data and loyalty program tables. I have to, so for this, to create this, I have to save this, I have to create a password in Key Vault, right? Then I'll use the same, again, another secure key to connect to this. I'll go to my Key Vault again, I'll see secret. There is something called ARSQLDB password. Yes, let me look at this. What is this? So enable. So I can use this secret. I have already created this secret previously. ARSQLDB password, because this is my, okay, this is ARSQLDB password. Then I'll create one for I27 SQLDB. Right. Okay. Let's create a new key. Say I27 SQLDB password, and I'll put save the password here and say create. Right. So here I create a link service, Azure SQL database. So subscription is same subscription. Server name is I27 SQL server. Database name is I27 SQL DB. Then SQL authentication. Username is I27 ADMIN admin. Azure Key Vault. I'll fetch the password from Key Vault. Azure Key Vault 1, secret name, I27 SQLDB password, test connection, create, publish all, publish. So this is my, this to second one. So the most important link service which I have to connect to my server on my on-premise SQL server, right? So for this, so when we have discussed the integration runtimes, so we have discussed that this auto-resolve integration runtime is used to access resources that are local to Azure platform. So now our on-prem SQL server, it is not local to Azure platform, right? So we would need a different integration runtime to connect to this Azure platform, right? So we have to create an integration runtime, put it on a system. So if you remember previously, we have already created integration runtime and we have it on my laptop, right? So the on-prem server is also on my laptop. So the integration runtime is also on laptop. So that integration runtime will help us to access it on-prem SQL server. Only thing is, I just need to see where my integration runtime is. Data factories. This is our first one, right? We'll see what integration runtime it has. We have created an integration runtime that connected to my laptop, installed it in this via this data factory. So I'm just going there just to see if it is there. Integration runtime. This is shared. Just a second. Yeah, authentication key needs auto update. Yeah, this is the one. So what I will do is, when we have discussed integration runtime, we also discuss something called a linked integration runtime, right? So I can connect this integration runtime is connected to my laptop. So what I do is I connect this integration runtime. I will share this integration runtime to the new integration runtime which I am creating here. It would be Azure self-hosted, then say continue, then say linked self-hosted and create. And here what I have to give is I have to give the resource ID of the original integration runtime, which is already connected to my laptop, right? So first go to sharing and just say refresh, so that grant permission to another data factory or user asset manager entity. We'll say grant permission, and you can see all the data factories that are there. So our data factory's name is Data Factory Project CSS. So we are giving permission to this data factory to create an integration runtime. that can access this original integration runtime, right? So resource name is already given here. We have given the sharing. Come to settings. No, no. Take copy the resource ID here. Right. Go to our integration runtime. Paste the resource ID here. Now this integration runtime will access that integration runtime to. So if you see here now, it is accessing my laptop directly. This is my laptop desktop IKLMFLU. This is the IP address of my this. So why did you create this integration runtime? So that we can access the MySQL server, on-prem MySQL server that is there on my laptop, right? So what I'll do is I'll create an link service now here. New MySQL. So server name would be localhost only because it is localhost only on my laptop, right? Database name is we'll open the MySQL server on my laptop and see what is the database name there. The database name is EMP. We'll try to connect to EMP only. So username is default root username. Password is I'm hard coding this here so that we can check 7 test connection. I am just testing the connection. Yes, now it will not connect. Tell me what mistake I have done. So here I have to select the integration runtime one which I have created just now, or else it's not connect. Now I'll say test connection. Now it is successful. Now we'll create this link service. Now using this link service, I can access the database and table on MySQL database on my laptop. So all these 3 link services have been created. So we can fetch our data from all these 3 sources. So this is what is given in my project description. There is the Azure Blob Storage, which has CSV files, Azure SQL database, which has 2 tables, customer and loyalty program data. To set up this data, I have given the code here in this WhatsApp group only. Just run that and tables will be created and code would be set up there. Then I have on-prem SQL server, which has support logs data. So that also server is created. I have provided the code below. Use that to create the table and insert the data also. You can do that. Just set it up on your system or anywhere else, right? Okay, so I have the 3 sources. Now, first what I need to do is I got my sources ready. Now, first I have to get the data from these 3 sources and I have to put them on the staging tables. Staging table is nothing but, so since here in this case, we are setting up the source data, but normally the source data details are given by the, the client, right? So the client will give you, this data is in the storage, this data is in the server, this data is in some SQL database. So these are the ID password. Then what the infra or DevOps guys will do, they'll put that password and all connection in Key Vault and give us the Key Vault value. What we'll do is we'll create the link service using those Key Vault values, right? So now we directly don't have access to the source data. So it is safe for us to get the data from the source and maintain the same copy or copy in our staging table. Staging table is nothing but you just get data from the source and putting it in the table. It can be called as landing table also. Generally, what happens is we maintain first a landing layer where data comes from the source, put in the landing layer, then take the data from landing layer. Landing layer is nothing but just a set of tables or file where storage account where we put the files. We call it, we'll define it as landing layer, just saying that we are getting the data from the source, putting in our space temporarily, so that anytime if you see, we'll have the same copy of the source data. Whenever whatever data is coming, it will come and fall in the landing layer, right? So when it comes to landing layer, we'll just have the details of source data so that we can verify what has come from the source. After the data comes to the landing layer, then we do some data cleaning process or something in the landing layer and take it to staging layer, right? After going to staging layer, we'll do some transformations and give it to the end user, whoever wants it. So here I am not maintaining any landing layer. What I'll do is I'll get this data from the source and I'll put in the staging layer. We'll create SQL tables in a different SQL database where staging layer is there. I mean, we'll maintain that as staging layer. We'll create staging tables there, right? We'll just copy from the source, put in the staging table. After that, we'll make the transformations needed and give it to our end user. Right. So I need to create a pipeline. We have already linked services. First, I need to get the data from my Azure Blob Storage. So here I need to create a data set, ADLS Gen 2, CSV files only, and linked services this one. And where do I have project data? First file is product100.csv. This is a product file I have on my source. Right. To sync, I wanted to have a staging layer, right? I wanted to maintain staging tables in SQL DB, right? So we have a different SQL DB. We'll maintain a staging layer in that. I'll go to this I27 SQL DB1. And here I have already tables created. I'll show you. Right. So I have tables which are STGs for customer loyalty program, product sales, payment log. What I'll do is I want to delete this table so that I can create a fresh and show you. Drop table. This is working. Yes. Right. So all these tables are dropped. Now these tables are not there. Right. So how do I create my table? See, something I'll show you and you. First, what I'll do is I'll create a link service for this here. Yeah, go back to link services only. Create new Azure SQL database. Subscription, server name, is I27 SQL Server only, then we have something called different database I27 SQL DB1. Then username is, this is I27 admin only. Then password is same password. We can either use it from Key Vault or either way we can use it, because the password for database in the same server would be generally be same. I27 SQL DB password, refresh, test connection, create. So we have created, okay, we have created a link service. So in this copy data, right, in source, I have this prod table, right? In sync, what I'll do is I'll create a new data set, Azure SQL database data set. In this, what I'll Azure SQL database 2, this is a link service which we have created. In this, I'll not say anything. I don't have a table there. What I'll do is I'll just create it till there here. I'll say okay. When you come down here, there is an option called auto create table here. You see, go to auto create table, right? Put the right behavior as insert only, right? Okay. Then what you do is publish this. Okay, what I'll do is I have to give the table name for auto create table. Since this is product, I'll say prod underscore prod table, or else I'll say stg underscore prod, which gives this say publish all. Right, so what we did here is on the sync, we selected auto create table and we put it as right behavior. So we have just published this. What I'll do is, so now my source is prod, my sync is this, right? So I'll create the same copy data activity for sales table also. See source, but source I have to create a new data set and take the sales data, CSV, link service, select project data, sales file, okay. In sync, here also I'll say auto create table only, insert, open, I'll give the link service is same. I think dataset, I'll create a new dataset for this. Azure SQL database. Link service is same. Table name, I'll give here as stg underscore sales. Right, publish this, publish. So I'll run this for one time when automatically the tables would be created on my sync SQL table. Right, I have debugged it. This is running. We'll see whether tables are created there or not. And the data will be inserted in there. So since we have used this insert and say auto create table, right? We will see that. Right, if you go to this tables, you refresh and you can see these new tables and you can see the data also that has been inserted into this, right? Okay. So this has been created, the table has created. So first, on the first run, use this as auto create table. What you do is for the second run after, once the table is created there, convert this right behavior to upsert and say use existing table. And on the key columns, use something called, this is product table, right? Product ID would be your key column. Again, the same copy data also in the sync, right behavior, make it an upsert. Upsert is nothing but whenever there are new records, they will be inserted. When there are old records with the same key column, same this product ID or the sale ID, then they'll be updated and say use existing table. Now you say publish. Whenever now data is coming, right? Now what we have bypassed is creating a table on the SQL DB. We have bypassed that. So that's SQL table. Generally, that SQL, when you have selected the auto create table, right? That table will be automatically created on the SQL DB with the based on the data that is coming through the pipeline. Based on that only, that schema would be created. The columns would be created. So on the first run, you can select this option. For the second run, you can just change these to upsert and select the key column and then say publish. So now the table is already there. Whenever the data is flowing, the data will get inserted there. When there is new data, that will get inserted. When there is the old data that is coming again, then it will get updated, right? So that is how you can easily create a table on your sync. We can name these properly. Say general name, this is to source to prod, or say we'll say prod to staging, sales to staging, and this pipeline name rename blob to STG. Okay, okay, publish. So we have created one pipeline which is taking our data from our blob storage, product table, sales table to our staging layer in our SQL table. So that data has also been right. Now we'll create another pipeline, same thing, same copy activity. So here my source data set is Azure SQL database type. Link service is this one only. And my table is, what is my table name? Customer data, right? Customer data. I will get my table name here. This is customer data. Okay. And sync, you can use the same thing. You can use your create a new data set. Link service, this one. And don't give the table name here. Go to sync, say insert, say auto create table, open this. Give your table name stg underscore cust. Go here and create a different copy data for we have two tables, right? One is customer data and one is loyalty program. So here source, again create a data set. Loyalty program. Okay. Right, go to sync, new SQL database. This is our second link service. Here table name I'm not giving. Go to insert and say auto create, open it. Give your new table name. This is STG underscore loyalty program. Okay, now say publish. Publish. So now I want to run this. I'll rename this. Okay. We'll run this first once debug so that our table is created and data is written there. Right. Now we'll go here, check for our new tables. We got our STG underscore cust and STD underscore loyalty program. We'll check the data. Yes, the data is here. Come back. इसका sync में make it upsert. Say key columns. Say customer ID. Say use existing. Copy data to also sync. Upsert. New key columns. Loyalty ID is ID. Use existing. And names also give some uh, customers to SKG. This would be Loy to STG. Pipeline name also. This is SQLDB to STG. Say publish. So this is my second pipeline. First one was from blob to staging table. This is from SQLDB to staging table. Third one would be from MySQL to staging table, right? So create a new pipeline. Same copy data activity. Source. I have to create a data set. I have a linked service actually. So MySQL, my data set, linked service is MySQL1. Table name I can refresh. I'll get the table name. टेबल नेम नहीं है क्या? डेटाबेस कस्टमर सर्विस लॉग्स बोल के टेबल है ना? Okay, we'll say okay here. We'll try to enter manually. Table name is customer service logs. We'll say test connection. Review data. Table emp.customer service log doesn't exist. So this is not emp, this is support underscore log. So we have to change the name in the link service. That is why it is not. This is the name of the database is support underscore log. SUPPORT underscore log. Right, test connection. Apply. Now come back to our pipeline. Here now say preview data. Support underscore log dot customer service log doesn't exist. Publishing. This is support log. अरे यार support log preview data. Yeah, the name of the table is support log. Now we have created this also, say publish. Okay, we have not created the sync in this, right? So here copy data sync. This is going into Azure SQL DB only again. Azure SQL database. Okay, insert auto create table open. This is STG underscore support log. Now say publish. Go to pipeline, debug for first time. The data from support log table in my MySQL database will be copied to the table in DB, Azure SQL DB in the Azure Cloud Platform. So we'll check our table for sublog SUP run, right? So we got the data from there. This is what the data is there. If I'll see, this is the data. 3001 customer ID, interaction date, channel issue type, resolution status. That is what we got here, right? Customer ID, interaction date, channel issue type, resolution status, right? So we got the data from our on-prem MySQL server to this database table. So we'll name this properly. Name this MySQL to underscore STG. Pipeline name STG. Publish. So we have built our three pipelines to get our data from. Why did we? One question is why didn't we put all the copy data activities into one pipeline? And why did we create three different pipelines for all these copy activities for different sources? We can have, if we want, we can have all these copy data activities in only one pipeline also, one after the other. But we did not put the same. We have created three pipelines. Why? Because since there are three different sources, there can be dependency that each pipeline has to run at a different time, so that we can program in that way, give a different trigger to each pipeline, so that that's why we have created each copy activity. For each source, we have created a different pipeline. Okay, so that's what. So what's next? We got our data from our source to our staging table. So what has to be done next as per our requirement? Yeah. So transforming data flow activities. We have to merge customer and loyalty data into dim customer. We have to create a dim customer table of some file which is called dimensional customer file. So we have to merge customer and loyalty data into one file and create a DIM customer file or table, whatever it is, into the sink. And we have, if any cleaning is needed, we have to create from product table, product data, we have to create a DIM product or a file or a table. And we have to merge sales, product, and customer data into one table, which is fact sales table. So sales table has all the data for all the transactions, what is there, and product table has details of all the products, and customer data has details of all the customers. So sales data will have details of product, which product ID and which customer ID has brought this, but it will not have details like what product and what is the customer name, and also we'll combine all these and make a fact sales. So what I want you guys to do is, so I have shown you setup, right? So see the setup. I try to do the setup in your system or in your Azure platform. In tomorrow's class, what I'll say is, tomorrow's class, we'll build the data flow activities there. We'll need 3 data flow activities for this, simple ones only. All these data flow activities also, you try to create a data flow activity, because what you will only use is create two sources and then merge customer table and loyalty table into one thing and write to a sink. It can be CSV file also, you can write it. Then again, create one data flow activity. We are just copying this product catalog to dim product table, or a CSV file, whatever it can be. Right. Then on the next one, you have to join these three tables: sales table, product table, and customer data table into one file, into a one CSV file. For that also you use a data flow activity. So when you create these three data flow activities, each data flow activity also will become one pipeline. Okay, in tomorrow's class, we'll build these data flow activities, but I want you to try these. We have already discussed the simple data flow activities. That should not be any problem. Please try building those data flow activities into each one into each pipeline. Then we'll create these same data flow activities in tomorrow's class, and we'll connect all these three pipelines. The first three pipelines, which are getting the data from the source, and these data flow activities will create a new master pipeline which has all the 6 pipelines, and we'll create a trigger for this also, right? So we'll meet in tomorrow's class, and if we have time after that data flow activities, if it is done fast, we'll discuss how to do this whole pipeline into CIC, how to configure Git to ADF, and how to do the CI/CD process in ADF, in Git also. We'll discuss in tomorrow's class only, right? But I wanted you to set up this data, build these 3 pipelines, and build those other data flow activities pipelines also, and then try. If you have any issue, ping me on WhatsApp also, right? Okay, and tomorrow we will discuss this. Fine. Any doubts in today's class? There shouldn't be any doubts, because all these concepts are old ones only. Nothing complicated. Yes, guys, any doubts? So this is just a project for Azure Data Factory. When we cover Databricks and Synapse also, then we'll have an end-to-end project which will cover all Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse, all in a complete data engineering project. That you can put it in your resume. That would be more attractive and more valid. This one is just for practice. So nobody in real time will build an end-to-end pipeline with Data Factory or just a Databricks. All data pipelines would have a combination of Data Factory, Databricks, and Synapse wherever it's needed, right? So fine, okay. Fine, guys. Then meet you
Hel-
tomorrow. Yes,
Hello, hello, sir.
yes.
Hello. Uh, I was one doubt regarding I was use Studio Management Service. In that case, how will be link services use?
Yeah, you have SQL, you have tried doing that. You have tried connecting it.
Not try, but was
SQL management service. What is that? It's an SQL server or what?
yes, yes, SQL Server.
So go to here link service. You can see SQL server in the last option, right? Select this SQL server, create a link service. Here, there, you'll so this SQL server, it is on your laptop or what? If you have it on your laptop,
Laptop.
you have your server name
Yes,
here. You have to put your database name here. You have to put your username and password, and it will get created. Only thing is, if you want to connect to your this, you have to have your integration runtime on your laptop.
yes. I will done IR.
Yeah, you have done IR. Now you can
Yes.
give the server name, database name, username, password, and connect to that same server.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Right? The same thing. Anything is simple. Every time it lasts any kind of database, it lasts this only. Server name, database name, ID, password, nothing else.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right? Yeah. Try doing it. Okay, guys, then let's meet tomorrow. Tata, bye bye, good night. Try building this data flows also. Tomorrow we'll anyways discuss that.